So next off I have kind of this line which gets to be a little bit messy, and this is my kind of reds and pinks, and there's a bunch of them and they get to be pretty similar. So kind of with the more yellow lighting, a little bit more blue lighting here. And this is actually not showing up very well, but this is a really pretty orange, like just a pure orange color. But it's coming up a little bit off in the camera. Okay, so starting off here, this is Chancer. Chancer was a part of that holiday trio. I had already previously purchased it, but it is this gorgeous kind of red, and it is a red base, and then it has a ton of this micro red glitter. And it is more of a glitter polish in that it's actually rough, but just kind of a really nice red glitter polish. Next is Lamasse. Lamasse is this really nice kind of vampy burgundy wine color. You can kind of see it looks a little bit darker in the bottle. I'm sure if you did 3 coats you could get it to darken out. But with just 2 coats, it kind of like has this wine effect even. It's a little bit more sheer than that. But kind of this really neat, vampy kind of color. This is Saucy Jack. And Saucy Jack, you would think it would be a little bit darker. But it's kind of this, it's a red. It's a darker red. But with one layer, it turns out to be, it seems really kind of sheer, and then it takes 2 coats for sure to get it to be that color. And then if you can kind of see in the bottle how it's just kind of sheer as it goes along there. So this takes 2 coats, and this is probably the most red color. Even though these are all pretty red, this I would say is the like nice dark kind of red color. And so that's Saucy Jack. This is Blowing Raspberries, which is what I have on my nails right now. And I don't know if you can just see how in the light it just pulls more like a dark magenta color, not as red as the others. This is Knees Up. Really nice, perfect like red shimmer. If you wanted a red metallic color, Knees Up is really, really nice. Usually on the metallics they pull kind of like a gold sheen and whatnot. This actually has like a red sheen if that's possible. A red nail polish with a red metallic sheen to it too. This is Come to Bed Red, and what's a little bit hard here is Come to Bed Red versus Pillar Box Red. I mean, I have a really hard time telling the difference. I think they are almost identical actually. If anything, Come to Bed Red is a little bit more of a red, and Pillar Box Red is ever so slightly more of a cool tone red, if that makes any sense, because they are super, super similar. So I think it really does just matter if you kind of hold them up in the store and whichever one you like better. Let's see then, this is Pillar Box Red, which is this one, and yeah, like hardly a difference. Really hard to tell a difference here. The finishes are almost the same too. I thought maybe one would be more cream, but they're both kind of a glossy kind of red finish. This color is Snog, and hopefully it's coming off a little bit better here. It's not red really, it's this really neat kind of bright magenta color. And so I think it's a little bit hard with the reds next to it, but it really is this pretty kind of bright magenta. See, that's red, and then this is Snog. This is then Macbeth, which looks very similar to Snog, but it's actually more salmon. It's more of a salmon kind of pink, and it's still really bright, where Snog is more of a magenta. So if you can kind of tell the difference there. This is Macbeth. This is Primrose Hill Picnic. And so this is more of a pink pink, kind of a bright pink color. And then if you can see, this is then Macbeth with Primrose Hill Picnic behind it, and this is Snog with Primrose Hill Picnic behind it. So Primrose Hill Picnic is just more pink. Just a nice bright pink. This is Disco Biscuit. This is from the Spring Summer 2012 collection. This is such a neat color. I think this is what I'll put on my nails next to kind of continue the pink color of February. But it's this bright pink base, and it is a base color. It's a little bit of sheer, so you might, this is actually 3 coats to get it more of that pink opacity. And then it has this like light blue kind of lavender glitter. So just kind of really neat color. This is then Trout Pout, and this is also a spring summer 2012 color. And so it's this really pretty kind of salmon, kind of like just the perfect peachy pink salmon color. I don't know if it's coming off so well here. So that's Trout Pout. And then if you can kind of see how then Macbeth would be like a darker salmon, and this is more of a true kind of creamy salmon. Next is Jaffa, which is kind of this really neat burnt orange, blood orange kind of color. Not burnt orange, I take it back. It's like a blood orange. It's this like red orange color. Versus Minger, which is more of an orange orange. And in the bottle it's kind of like a cream, and it goes on really nice and opaque. So that's Minger, and that's like an orange orange. And then I have Aston. Aston's kind of this weird color. It just seemed to fit on this nail wheel the best to me. It's kind of like a... Do you see how this is like a burnt sienna? This is the next color. This Aston is kind of like a light burnt sienna with a little bit of a gray tone. And it does have a glitter to it, but it's a fine glitter so that it's smooth. So if you can just see how it has a bit of a shimmer to it. But it's really dark compared to some of the other colors that I'm going to have on my neutral wheel, so that's why I put it over here. This is then Old Blighty. Old Blighty is kind of this really neat, just like burnt sienna is the best thing I can say. And it went on really nice and smooth in 2 coats. So that's Old Blighty. This is then Tramp Stamp. I thought it would be a little bit more brown, but it's actually kind of like a vampy brown. It's kind of like a burgundy, plummy brown. But it is a really nice dark color. And see then what would go right here is Perfect Pretzi, which is the color I have to get yet. Which I think is a brown brown, versus this Tramp Stamp is more of a purple brown. So then these are kind of the reds and some pinks and some salmon, Trout Pout, orange, Jaffa, the orange, Minger, Aston, Old Blighty, and Tramp Stamp.